look at the man missing the leg and look at the bones that Miss Stevens left over in their pile, probably. I'm like, look over the board bar. You didn't eat any of that, did you?
Because you guys had just killed all of the lycanthropes. You came in here. Astor had suggested going here as part of your journey to find this shrine and somehow lead to the last ingredient that he was searching for. But he was going to be your guide to get there if you'd done that for him. And he led you in here to this village that was very welcoming and fed you lots of food and drinks and herbs and spices, you might think of it as. When nightfall hit, you were woken by all these lycanthrope, were-boars, were-rats, were-tigers, were-bears, trying to get at you and bite you, not necessarily to kill you, but to turn you into lycans, to join the family. You guys built this tiny hut there and defended well. A couple of you stepped outside and was sniping them off, and got the conversation with the head of the Lycans and his lieutenant and his wife that they weren't really attacking you, and they were trying to see if you might side with them and get rid of these were-bears that were very aggressive and powerful, where they wanted to just kill you. But level heads prevailed and decided it would be better to extinguish them from the island, as far as you know. And
level heads.
I distinctly remember us sitting with the were-tigers, and she cast a white arrow spell that hit the were-bears. And then the were-bears died.
Somebody should have just warned them how Inara feels about family.
She loves them.
We don't even know that, really. So.
What, that she hates her family?
We know she hates her sister. That's about it.
I mean, and Astor was our guide, and he's gonna continue to be our guide. The hell.
Inara has words for Astor. Astor, whatever.
Is it
Astor.
Is it hungers of Hadar in his face?
That seems a bit overkill. It's probably more Eldritch Blast.
I thought it'd be your sword in his face. Up close and personal, so you can see the whites of his eyes as he takes his last dying breath. As you smile.
Interesting thing.
Your face.
Guys, no.
They did manage the werebears and the faction of these lycanthropes that decided to join the werebears. They did manage to polish off the leader of the lycanthropes, Winter Blacksnow, and his wife was wandering around in this blackness that you'd created to try to escape. She didn't quite make it out, but the lieutenant that he has did make it out and was trying to ask for help in the darkness to try to get her out of there, or to drop the spell. But then Inara, I think it was Inara, wasn't having any of it, and as soon as the spell was dropped and she could see that there was a remnant still alive, she blasted him, and that's Dresden over here.
Yep.
And her half-brother, Nadoro, seemed fairly concerned with life in general, I guess, and
life in general.
he's just an all-around good guy, and he went over there to investigate, and Inara was wanting to make sure that he was dead and that there was no chance that Nadoro could help, and came kind of a tense situation there. Eventually, Nadoro decided that, I guess it's not worth it. But for whatever reason, about the time that the the clouds kind of parted. The bright moon came out, and she stepped back and said, "Now it's not worth it," and walked away. She went to the top of the tower over here. Well, she controlled he. Went to the top of the tower over here to just get a little bit of peace away from the action for a minute, and she had kind of a strange moment there. Kind of feels like she was in another place for a little bit. But so I think that's about where we left off. You guys could have finished up your rest. It was pretty much over with, especially for any people that only needed to trance for 4 hours. So that is where we left off. You guys are kind of the new proud owners of this fortress. Do you want to look at it that way?
Yes, proud owners.
You had to fight for it.
That is absolutely true. Inara did have to fight for it.
Damn right I did.
She kind of, if you think about it, she kind of. Nadoro, did you do any of this fancy, crazy magic stuff that was going on? I think it was all Inara, was it?
It was all Inara.
It's like the rest of you put up a hut and said, "Okay, finish them off," and Inara brought down hell on earth for these lycanthropes and killed pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
Caused mass confusion to where they were
night.
attacking each other. They couldn't see. Their minds were tormented and twisted, and they were bumping into people and thinking it was the enemy and just started slaughtering each other. And it was pretty brutal.
Intense.
Now we're gonna wake up though from the long rest and look around.
You
like,
guys do still have your guide that showed you this place. He left with a herbologist or whatever you want to call him to go
the one
check
who
out the herbs in the
brought us
area, named Aster. He also has a stepdaughter that is obviously not his daughter. He's from the Far East. Came there to investigate ways to his chief concern seemed to be killing this troll that was attacking the village to the north, which you guys helped him out with. But he was looking for some kind of herb or whatever that he needed to finish off his concoction. He tried it and it failed, but he mentioned something about there maybe something else in this shrine that you guys talked about that he knows you're going to. But he did disappear during all of this. It's kind of curiously.
Well,
curiously.
Very curious.
well, before we wake up for our long rest, normally I wouldn't do it, describe it at least. I would just say it and then just move on. But for the entertainment of the audience, Nadoro does go up into the tower at the top. Has that moment of feeling like they're in a different place. And when they blink, it's gone. And Nadoro would like to pray to their goddess. However, the way they pray is not typical. They remove all their clothing. They set it aside very neatly. And they take their sword and they begin to dance, and it's not a verbal prayer.
Okay, so he, my bad, is finishing up the rest of his long rest up there, I suppose. And the rest of you guys, are you finishing your rest there in the house?
What house?
This is true, but there is you do still have your mysterious pup tent that you put up over there till the rest into your long rest.
We're resting in protective bubble with covering of rubble. That's what we're resting in.
We have a floorboard. We have some The floor's clean. Just everything around the floor's
Right.
not.
Inara's just going to go around and shoot everybody just to make sure.
Cool. That's a sound strategy. They did that in
Yep.
medieval days.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave somebody suffering either. That's probably what it is. You know, the caring person that she is.
Sure, that's why.
Shoot with a bow or shoot with an Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So we're just gonna calmly here as we're waking up. You like.
Yep.
Just gonna ignore that.
As you see Inara going up to the strongest looking lycanthrope and tearing his skin off and his head off and carving it out and using it as a headdress.
No.
I was just gonna say.
This is
I'm
my
sorry.
victor. This is my
Are you sure you're
trophy.
lawful evil?
Yeah, she,
No,
we sit
I'm
down
just-
for dinner.
I'm
have,
just
like, a freaking bear
shooting
hat
an
on.
Eldritch, walking up, hitting each one of them with an Eldritch Blast, making
Roll
sure they're all
survival
dead.
check.
She's like, it wouldn't put the lotion on its skin.
Oh god.
Oh, and then I would also like to do that.
Put the lotion on the skin?
Yeah, what a time to say that.
So I'm just gonna dog something.
Put the fucking lotion in the
Like,
basket.
what?
And so that leaves Miss Steve and Inara. What are you doing? Inara, did you say you were going to join the Doro up there on the tower? Is that what you were going to do?
No, I'm going around and I'm blasting all the bodies.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sleep. The Doral can have his little tantrum.
Is she doing it inside the dome like she said she was? Borbar did offer.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be in the dome.
When Steve is finishing off her werewolf shank, her flank. then she-
Remember, Borbor made a sauce for those with the good berries.
oh yeah.
Yeah, good berry sauce. Enjoy.
That'd be pretty tasty.
You feel even fuller.
Roll a nature check. See how good it is.
Shooting this one, shooting them
See how
all,
well I do.
around.
Saucy berries. That's all I know.
So yeah, you have enough to where you could probably even save some for like a few more days extra rations. And they'll say
I
that,
mean-
that it's so good it might even give you like an extra couple of hit points if you were to eat that.
Oh,
He
Just
made
like mine.
some shit. It was like slow cooked to perfection.
Borobar and Steve combo. I get the condiments, he gets the food, or she gets the food. Bam. We show up in a restaurant.
Didn't you cook that wereboar in front of a red rat that was alive for a little while?
No, a were-tiger.
Yeah.
After
And then
he
I
was
shot
begging
him.
for help. Yeah, after he begged her for help too.
So Nadoro and Inara was bitten by a wereboar, I
Boar.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Steve is, I guess, finishing her last couple hours, just kicking back and eating and feeling pretty good about herself after eating. That's fine.
Pretty full too after that
Yeah.
good berry glaze on there.
Yep.
She's like
More
sitting
full than you
there in the
realize.
back with her loosened up her britches and sitting back. Ugh. And Nara, what you're going? You said you're doing it from the dome. You're blasting all of
Oh
these.
no, I'm walking around and I'm shooting every single one of them. Gonna walk around and then I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna go back and sleep. Finish my little rest.
So yeah, they're kind of laying all over the place. Although you know that the wife died over in this area because her and her husband weren't engaged in trying to attack you guys. And then Dresden is over here. That's where his token is at.
Yep. Just walking around, finding them all, making sure they're all dead.
So you're going over to Dresden as well?
Yep. Getting them all.
Well, you kind of did see him die.
I don't care. I saw most of them die.
Well, technically, you
You
heard
saw
most
the
of them
were-tiger.
die.
You saw the were-tiger specifically.
I am. Inara is trained to
Double
basically
check.
infiltrate cities and decimate people. She's going
Congratulations.
around and she's double checking, making sure all the bodies are dead and just shooting them all.
Is this your first city? Oh, I guess town?
Actually, yes.
Alright, gold star.
She's gonna do it right.
She's like, I don't need a whole group of drow. I'll slaughter them all myself. Which she kind of has
She kinda did.
did. Yeah.
She kind of did.
Hmm?
So Nadoro, what are you doing? What's she doing now?
He'll wait for her to settle down.
Okay, Nara's like got like drool dripping on her, going around and frying all the corpses laying on the ground.
Nope, I don't see it. I don't see nothing.
Okay. So yeah, you realize that whatever you were going to do is too late.
Yep.
And Nara, make sure everybody is completely dead.
I'm sorry, but I want all these people dead.
It's fine.
You don't say.
The guy wanted to do something, but it's too late now, so. I don't know, perhaps someday he'll meet a different person. He'll meet a different person. It's fine.
You and party. Different party. I think he has a problem with almost everybody here.
No, we just have any problems with Borobar. Or
Because
Azal.
Nara,
Azal
you're in the
has-
clear. You're in the clear, Nara. It's a mild-mannered wizard who's very, like, loud. She has a problem with him.
Yeah. And the Azel, Nidal doesn't have a problem with Azel either. It's Azel that has a problem with him.
What are you talking about?
About that point, when Inara goes over there and does that to Dresden specifically, the clouds kind of cover back over the moon. It darkens a little bit, and a cool breeze starts blowing through the camp.
Good. That moon made it far too bright out here.
Oh no! Dim light.
Hurry up and kill your dead bodies already. You're complaining about light is keeping me up.
So is everybody finish off their rest and everything for the night after the slaughtering is finished and the naked dancing to the moon is finished and the feasting on the victory dinner?
It
Gee,
was
when you
delicious.
say it like that, we sound like monsters.
Miss Steve is feeling particular.
I mean,
she's feeling great, but she's like, I think I ate too much. Ugh.
Miss Steve ate a person, so is she not a monster?
They were only half people.
Well, no, the
That's
boar,
fair.
the
That's
boar,
nothing
the
but
boar was
semantics.
just a ye old average wild boar that they were cooking up. They weren't cannibals.
Well, I took a wereboar leg.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I've been eating.
But Steve said werebore. I was like, yeah, you have fun with that. I'm gonna not eat.
She's part cannibal, I guess.
You see, she needs to eat another werewolf or other were creature before she becomes a full cannibal. Because, 2 halves.
Dude, make a hole.
I don't think it works like that.
I'm a wizard. I know math.
Sounds like nothing but semantics.
So the sun is starting to rise up over the horizon. Inara feels a little bit weakened by the sunlight beaming over the horizon there. The old familiar sunrise, where normally she would be seeking cover underground, but she's covered it a little bit by the items she's carrying to assist her a little bit in that endeavor. You guys kind of just start waking up at this point. Anybody that is sleeping?
Oh, God. Steve! What have you done to the house? Oh, right. Last night, right. Were creatures. Alright, never mind. You're okay, Miss Steve.
I'm going to move Nadoro out of the thing because I don't think you can get up.
Nope, because dynamic lighting.
But yeah.
You guys
Story-wise, still
see
up there.
flies start to be on the prowl in the premises now. Feeding
So
on
waking up and kick off the bedroll. Sit up and look at all the carnage and blood and whatever else happened. Like,
Yeah, in the sunlight, it looks a little more, almost more gruesome than it was when you could only see the things like right in front of you with a little bit of a light from the fires.
I'm assuming there's like a bunch of petals of blood.
Oh yeah, there's blood, body parts, just all over the place, and you can see like this guy got slashed across his chest, and things are hanging out and gory, and this guy has big bite marks here and there, and it's nasty. One guy's got like a tusk driven through his gut,
One's missing a leg from a Steve.
Yeah, the wereboar. And incidentally, when the sun comes back up, these corpses turn back to their original form.
Does that mean the leg that Miss Steve was eating, that ate, just
What-
whatever's left just turns back into a normal human leg?
I would say no. By the time Miss Steve is done with it, it's more just the meat in it that she's cooked is left over. She's probably separated it, and I don't know. She could still have it on the bone, I suppose, but it's kind of unrecognizable as far as what creature it is specifically.
But
No,
it
look
was
at the-
delicious.
I'm gonna look at the man missing the leg and look at the bones that Miss Steve has left over in her pile, probably. I'm like, look over to Borbar. You didn't eat any of that, did you?
I don't remember if I did. Although I have more pressing concerns at this moment about going into a god vampire's dungeon. So I'll save that existential crisis for later.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah. Besides, I've traveled with worse company than cannibals.
Wait, what?
It's
Oh.
a story for another time.
I thought you started your first travels with us.
No. First, death-defying adventures, perhaps. But I've traveled every now and then.
Ah.
Cannonboards weren't the worst.
I know. People who complain about literally everything we do. That's the worst. At least a cannibal can shut them up by giving them, what Miss Steve just did.
Yeah, no. You're not gonna do this again, are you? You're not just gonna wipe out villages and look to Nara?
I'm going to assume the gates are reopened over here.
I think we should just leave this camp as soon as possible, you guys.
It's your new home. You've claimed it and fought for it.
Azel claimed and fought for nothing. You took those words out of his mouth.
Oh no, considering where we're going, as
Little
Orbit
spring
has a
cleaning,
base-
it'll be sparkling clean.
Well, we do need to loot this place, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. I think we should go search around for some of the items they had here. Anything that could be of use would be smart to take. We are going into, finding a vampire god. Anything and everything could help.
It kind of depends on what's going to be useful. We don't know what we need.
Well, we're gonna go spelunking, I imagine, or at least in the broadest term. So probably things that'll help with that. Ropes, things
I have
like
rope.
that. More ropes. You never have too much of that stuff.
There are pitons. Pitons are always fun.
Pens.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I'm
Have
not
fun
here.
sleeping in a tower.
Nodoro's not there. I'm just saying that as a player.
Oh, well, the player can be quiet because Nodoro's not here.
Yeah.
That's
We're
what
going
we'll see.
far out of character knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think we're going.
But I don't think Nodoro stood here for the next 2 hours.
No.
Character
Nodoro's up in the
knowledge.
tower still sleeping. He's not here.
Oh, okay.
You guys are gonna have to go up and wake him up.
Yeah, Bulwark is supposed to be a temple. It's not supposed to be some kind of underground cavern system. I don't think we'll be spelunking.
Well, I've never been to a vampire god's temple, so I don't really know what to expect. In any case, I think we should be prepared trekking through a jungle anyway. There you go. Now you can continue your RPS, and Arha's brain switches back on.
You're not gonna wipe out villages wherever we go, right?
Depends on if they try and wipe us out first.
There is that.
Seems like a valid question or answer to me.
But it looks like some of them gave up at the end, and you just decided to put them out of the misery anyways. You do you. I felt safe in the bubble.
Hemisphere. Not a completely solid flooring.
I mean, it covers us. I call it a bubble. Where's the other one?
I think he
What?
went that way.
Did something happen while you were out there, causing whatever the fuck that darkness was?
Yeah, what was that? That was pretty badass, if you ask me.
Well, thank you.
I don't want to know what those things were on the edges of the dome.
No, you
Bubble.
probably don't.
They were telling me I needed to join them. I did not want to join them.
They're from the darkness between the stars.
That's strangely poetic and incredibly dark coming from you.
You're able to do that whenever you want, it looks like.
Only a certain amount of times. And then
How
I
about-
need to rest.
How about you don't do it around us next time, please? Because
You were
no,
in the dome. You were fine.
you didn't know if that would have protected us. I'm pretty sure.
Magic can't go through it.
We never tested that.
You didn't.
You tested that?
Yes, why do you think I had the spell in my spell book? I'm a wizard. I know what all my spells do at all times.
Why do you always use levitate at the wrong times then?
Because I just don't like you.
I mean, not liking me and seeing us using a spell at poor timing with enemies still able to get away is two completely different things there, War. That's neither here nor there. We have a pile of corpses around us still, and I think we should just leave before the smell soaks in.
Well, I don't think the child actually wants to see me right now, so.
The child?
I kind of want to
Oh.
see what's scattered around the village. They're not going to be needing anything in here.
Yeah, unless they start rising up, and I don't want to be here if that happens.
That's why I shot them all again.
That's what the thumping
Well,
was.
you heard the
Okay.
woman, they're dead.
I was wondering what that thumping was when I was starting to go to sleep. That was my heartbeat. Well, now I know otherwise. Now I just have good old-fashioned paranoia next time. That Nora's putting whatever something into another body.
What?
You do that all the time with your arrows.
Listen, I don't do whatever the fuck those bolts were. Those beams of energy, whatever the fuck that was.
Yes, you
Magic?
do! You literally turn your arrows into magical power. I see you do it all the time.
Listen, it's not the same.
I guess it's not quite the same. It still has the same effect.
Well, my powers are granted by law, so it's probably not the same, so...
Oh, yeah, no. Fuck lols. It's not the same. So we need to find the one who's going to have a problem with this. You say he's over there? Does that point to the one standing building left?
I believe that's the direction he went.
I'd say we send someone go talk to him. I guess that's what you're supposed to do, right? To come to an understanding.
Well, I'm more afraid that last night put a burden on his mind. He's gonna jump from that tower.
What are you looking at me for? You just finished badgering me about levitation.
I never said to levitate him if he jumped.
That
I said I'm
tower-
just
that
worried
tower's
that
not tall enough to kill him.
depends on which way you land. If he dives headfirst into the ground, I'm pretty sure, regardless of the height of that tower.
Alright. If you were all so concerned about the fresh meat and the new guy, I'll go and talk to him and see if, make sure he doesn't jump. And while I'm doing that, you guys go search around for anything of interest around the village. Even if it's just a couple of coins here. I know you don't want to, Azel, but we really are kind of strapping for cash compared to what we used to be. We used to have diamonds, gems, piles of money, literally bags of money, and now we don't.
Bar. I have over 400 gold right now.
You know how much we used to have before that? Thousands. Now we only have hundreds. That's a problem with me right now. Magic don't grow on trees. Well, it's sort of made in trees because it's on the parchment, but that's irrelevant.
Alright, I'm not gonna make a statement against that. Either way, I guess we should get to work. And our really shouldn't not be seen by the other one, if I heard the yelling correctly.
Misty,
Or the darkness.
this here. Look at my cam. Wow. And poof.
Poof.
Okay.
Alright, well, I guess we'll go find Doral. You guys, please, at least give it the old,
Turnover.
college try. Chris didn't know if that was like an applicable thing to say during this time period, so I'll just pretend it is.
The old college.
Well, considering this time period is technically an alternate universe, we'll just say it is. It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, the college Neverwinter is still a thing, so...
there you go.
I mean, I'm not that type of magic caster, but I guess I'll give it a try.
I don't mean cast magic, just look around, see if there's anything you think, oh, that could be useful, just in any circumstance. We don't have to use it for now, but maybe down the road it could be helpful. Like maybe they got a diamond that we could pawn off or keep for very bad scenarios.
Alright.
Orvar
And
waits for the
they'll-
remaining rubble of the building, and Mock tries to go into the house that Nadoral's staying in.
Azil will get up and wander around, avoiding the bodies, searching the place for anything that might be useful in the travels.
That was aimed at everybody in the hut too. He's obviously can't force Indara or Mystique, but he would definitely be looking at them when he said it.
And Nara will supervise.
Well, you don't
That's
find
very much in Inara.
Anything I find, I'm making a Nara hold.
Oh, you can try.
I'm gonna toss it to you. I'm gonna say catch and toss it to you.
And
whether
then
you
it
catch
will
or not,
fall on the ground next to her.
it's gonna
because
keep
she
happening.
sidestepped it.
It's gonna keep happening for every single item I find.
Okay.
Here's this priceless vase. Catch.
Sidestep smash.
But no, you don't find Nadoral in any of the beds in the house. But there's always up in the tower.
Nice place they got here. Can't believe they wasted their time building a tower on attachment to the house. What a waste of space. I guess he'll ascend the tower. Adoral! Time to wake up, literally, because we gotta skedaddle soon and find our guide.
Just sprawled out like a star. Completely naked.
Sleep naked. A 6-pointed star, guys.
And like in one of his hands is his sword.
Oh dear.
Or if I were like look around to see if there's any like empty couple of bottles of whiskey or drink around here. Maybe some of that swamp water got bezeled to him.
No, but you do see that his clothes are very neatly folded and placed aside, out of the way.
I always get paired up with the crazies.
You volunteered for this one.
Yeah, you volunteered.
I was gonna say, you volunteered the group for this one.
Let's see.
But yeah, he's asleep.
He'll take his water skin and put mage hand to grab it, float it over to Nadoral's face, just empty a bit of it on his face to wake him up.
And he like swings his sword.
Face the water skin back up, like, oh!
Does he have his sword
He does.
available?
It's like his hand.
Doesn't he
it's
have
in
to
his hand.
summon his sword?
Nope.
No, that's a Nara.
Inara.
Oh, that's a Nara. Okay. So yeah, he sleeps with his sword in his hand, I guess.
He sleeps with his sword in his hand. At least this time.
God, there's so many innuendos to that.
Don't talk about it.
Wild night, huh, buddy?
What?
It's morning. Or, well, more morning.
And he like looks up the sky. And he lays back down on the ground. He's practically a teenager.
We're gonna get ready to get moving. Because we have a job we actually came to this island for. The faster we do it, the faster we can get off it. So, get dressed, please, and meet us in the center of town, or at least, well,
You
not
just
really
see,
town, hamlet.
as you're talking, he like gets up. And then just like starts putting on his clothes. Just
Right,
very.
well, you do that. I'm gonna go now.
Yep.
Bye. Bye. Dan sends it. Just walks out.
You find plenty of rope, however much you guys need to scrounge.
Well,
That's
wasn't
one
just
thing in
rope, it was-
abundance here.
It was just kind of anything.
If you think of coming up to like a kind of a primitive type of village, That's kind of stuff laying around here. Nothing super handy, but just useful knick-knack type stuff. I don't think that you would find any pitons. I don't know if you have any on you already. I thought somebody would have.
I know no door.
Bad.
So yeah, you have all the rope that you need. Of course, there's oodles and oodles of food laying around. Lots of natural stuff, berries and nuts and things like that. And of course, plenty of ham and boar
Corpses.
things like that. Well, I mean, you could choose to use the corpses, but they also had wildlife that they caught.
Well, glad to see you guys have gotten everything but the kitchen sink here.
As I keep throwing things back behind me saying catch, as hopefully Inara catches it. I keep looking.
No.
No, okay. As I was just looking, he's obviously gonna look back at you. She's yelling catch as he throws something.
And it lands on the ground.
Right. Anyways, nice to know that I'm working with children. By the way, Inara, your boyfriend's really weird. Like, more weird than I hoped he'd be. And I hoped he would not be weird at all.
Can hear catch, and as I throw another bundle of rope behind me and say, he's not as weird as Steve is, right?
Sidestep it. He's a child.
He's
Really?
actually, in my opinion right now, a little weirder than Miss Steve. Miss Steve, I come to kind of expect it at this point. At least she's, well, her weirdness can be quite useful. I don't know about Nidorals, though.
Weird how? What was he doing?
More like what he it's more about what he was, the ending of what he possibly did. Kind of found him up there at the top of the tower, sprawled out, and just like, as if you were had a really good night with alcohol, naked on the floor.
That was simply more than I needed to know.
Oh, well, then you didn't have to listen. I'm talking to Isel.
He does value a good stick pretty good, so I don't know. It might be useful sometime.
Morbar slowly pulls his
He
quarters
does value.
closer.
You never know when you might need a good stick.
Oh dear.
Anywho,
Yes, anyways.
whatever he did up there, I don't think we have alcohol on us to begin with. Where the fuck would he get alcohol?
Don't know. Maybe he keeps it on him secretly.
There is plenty of alcohol around there, and coincidentally or incidentally, there's lots of herbs and spices for food and stuff.
Did you see what happened to him after he drank coffee?
He never drank coffee.
Oh, he didn't drink it?
Thought about it.
Oh. He's never even drank coffee before. For some reason, I don't think.
Fuck is wrong with them?
That's my question when I walked into the room there. He hangs a hammock to sleep in. I guess when he's alone, he strips down naked and looks like he had a little bit too much to drink. Sure know how to pick him, Inara, let me tell you.
Excuse you?
I just mean, you know, he's kind of mostly traveling with us because of you.
I would not pick that one even if it were an option.
Why would it not be an option?
Wait,
And-
you're not like, you know, together because you're both drow.
Walking away from that.
That's not a racist thing! No, whatever. Well, we got plenty
That
of
conversation. God damn it.
You guys just see Nadoral like walk out in kind of like frantically, and you see he runs over here, and he just looks over the wall.
Did he remember to put his pants on?
He has all his clothing on and his backpack and
Just
everything.
curious. He was
He's
frantic,
ready.
and he was told to put his clothes
probably,
on,
like,
so he may have
buckling
run
the
out of it.
Things of his armor. He's probably buckling the last few things of his armor as he's like running, and then he runs over here and looks at this tower over here. And he just looks over the wall.
Can you ping where you're at? No, you say you looked over this tower over
Went
here.
to the
Looks over
corner.
this wall, and then, or this wall first, and then this wall over here.
Okay.
This-
Roll perception.
Okay, hold up.
Yes, Borbar, it is slightly racist if you assume the drow and the half-drow are supposed to be together.
I didn't assume they were supposed to be together. I just think that she would have a easier time finding him attractive compared to the rest of us.
You're not wrong.
Very wrong, but
But it's like one of us spotting another female half-orc and saying, Borbar, she's perfect for you.
I suppose. I'd have to judge her on her merits and my, personal likes. I mean, maybe you could be right.
What? No, this is not the conversation I really wanted to have. Let's just drop it. And Anara can deal with them however she wishes. Whenever they wake up together next time. Ow. No. Do we have enough rope? I couldn't really find much else.
I don't know. I get judged about probably like 10 coils there. I think we got enough rope to wrap it like 3 times around this entire place. So, yeah, I'd say we got about enough.
You guys see Nadorl take their bow out? And it's like they're pointing it out into the forest. Who's there? Show yourself. Actually, no. Is there a ballista up here?
Is there
Up here
what?
on these top? Ballista on one of these two?
There are, as far as weapons, if anybody is looking or needs them, they're mainly just short swords, bows, and arrows is pretty much all you find as far as weapons go here.
Okay. But yeah, he calls out to the forest. And he's just tracking where he sees the movement.
You don't really, after you see the initial movement of, you don't really see movement of anything this time in particular. You see, say you're looking into the forest or the jungle, and you don't really see anything there, but you see branches moving. You see the wind blow and all the branches normally swaying back and forth, but you see branches moving that's kind of not moving along with the breeze, and then just
like maybe with the breeze they all kind of go this way, but there's
kind of like disappears here and there into the jungle, and you might see it pop up again over in another area and another area. But that's kind of what you see.
But yeah, he'll call out. I know you're there. Show yourself.
oh boy.
Yep. And Doral's provoking it. He's angry.
All right, I'm gonna climb up this one, I guess.
I'm sure you could look at Nadoral and actually, can you see Nadoral? Yeah, you can see Nadoral.
Well, I could have because I was over here.
I'm talking about directly from this ballista. Oop, not that one. What am I doing?
There's a ballista here, but the rest are just
Or from the tower. My
might be
bad.
bows and arrows there and things. For if they
But
do.
yeah,
All right,
you can see the other tower from.
I'm looking for whatever the hell it is that Nadoral's trying to get to come
You guys,
out, I guess.
you guys keep an eye out and keep watching, and it seems to cease. Like whatever is there is probably gone away. Just keeping an eye out.
Nadoral will keep looking where he last saw it. Well, we probably need to, as he's walking back, we'll probably need to be careful out in the jungle. And he's like trying not to look at any of the bodies. Like purposely.
Do you believe we always need to be careful out in the jungle?
Well, then we
Yeah.
need to be especially careful.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping our guide would show back up and then, you would take us to where we want to go.
I don't think we have a guide at this point unless an unwanted or wanted for some of us to look to an accident happens to him.
Why exactly are you looking at me when you say that?
Who just goes and pumps out more whatever that was into dead bodies just to make sure they're dead? You just seem like the kind of person who'd just keep this thing. Well, I understand that I actually want revenge on him at this point, but I feel like you would take it too far.
What's too far?
It depends. Everyone has their own limits. Some don't have any, as I point to the door.
What does that mean? I have no limits. But you just assume that I forgive everybody. I have limits.
I haven't seen them yet. You tried to give a person who tried to rob us weapons and gold and send him on his way.
No, I was going to just let him keep his dagger and just take everything else. Oh, and leave him some gold so he can buy food. Or I just give him food. That's probably better.
That you just proved my point. Regardless, and then some of us, I don't even want to predict what they'll do when people piss them off. As I look to Mystique with a weary eye in the corner of my eye.
Oh, you know what she does. She breathes fire on people and throws out those chaos bolts on them. That's what she does.
No, Barbara, I don't know what she would do if someone pissed her off or went over the line. That's what I'm really worried about, because I can't really predict her.
If you give us the information we need, we'll let you live. Or we'll let you leave. And they give them the information. She says, okay, there's how you're going to leave, that giant pit that way. You're not going out the one with the dragon at the bottom.
We didn't know it was a dragon at the bottom at the time.
I mean, we kind of did, yeah, but
Don't tell Nador
we were told
about
way
that.
before then.
Don't tell Nador about that.
That was a great time.
She never asked,
Anywho, what are you doing up there? Was I yelled at a door on the tower?
He's down now.
He's down now?
Yeah, I'm down.
He's right
You
here.
just saw like Nador frantically going from one tower to the next with a bow, and he called out into the forest, and then sat there for a few minutes, and then came back.
I'm just wondering if Inara feels like... does she feel the burden of like a babysitter or anything like that? I'm just
A
wondering.
little bit.
Curious.
A little bit.
She has a poor taste in drow man.
But then it's like it's tough being the only saintly person in the group, but everybody's saint.
I mean,
it's not it's definitely not the saintly group.
Oh, what are you talking about, Doc? We sing our hymns together and praise whatever.
I think
God people praise.
Inara is winning the challenge of good versus evil and turning the rest of the party on her side. Just think.
Listen, Azelle likes to live in the world of gray.
Says the ranger who frolics in like forests of green.
In the nude. No, he's not in the nude.
Oh, you're not. You're not
Ranger,
the wrong person.
ranger.
I think you're talking about Nador here.
Yeah, you need to take that conversation over the door now. I go out and kill things in the forest, yes.
Nadora
Partially
goes
for
out into
sport.
the forest and kills things in the nude.
Partially for sport, partially for food.
Please do not tell me Nadoral's thinking of going like part barbarian to go unarmored defense and taking that to the max. Please, no.
He might. I might just go into barbarian. Who knows? But anyways. What are you talking to me? What I was doing?
Yes, you're acting paranoid.
There's something in the forest. And he's just pointing in that direction.
You mean the jungle?
Aren't jungles just really dense forests?
No.
No.
Well,
Did
there
you
is-
learn things?
Trees. It's obviously a forest.
That's not how that works.
I lived my whole life in the Underdark, and I know there's a difference.
I know there's a difference in like biome, but they're basically very closely related.
No,
Like-
they're not.
One's just really wet and humid, and the other one is, you know.
My God.
Anyways,
Yes.
Who taught you this
despite
stuff?
Despite trying to teach Nadoral the difference between a forest and a jungle, what were you doing trying to spot something out there beyond the walls?
there was something out there.
What?
I saw it when you were blabbing at me about something. I can't remember.
Can you at least tell us what it was?
I don't know. It was a shadow of some sort.
Right.
Like, no, I'm being serious here. It was like a shadow, and then it disappeared, and then fucked with the branches a bit, and then it left. Or
Girl.
it stopped doing what it was doing.
Adora, how many fingers am I holding up?
3.
Okay. You're somewhat of sane mind, I think. At least see normally. I think you're just suffering from the good old-fashioned paranoia.
We're on the island of Chiltz looking for a vampire god. You don't think there's things out in the jungle?
More than likely there is. I think he's being paranoid for paranoia's sake, so.
If I had
Okay.
to take, if
I
I had to party with the paranoid guy on the jungle to be allowed to be paranoid, or the guy that's not paranoid and is thinking it's all right, I think I'd take my chances with the paranoid guy. Get paranoid as hell. This place is dangerous.
I don't know that by now as I motion around to the puddles of blood and corpses galore they're collecting upon flies now.
Does anybody else see these people?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
I'm
just them
ignoring
changing
them
back.
right now.
Yeah, I think it's just
Okay.
them changing back. Yeah, he's swapping
Okay.
Paranoid.
I
See,
for a
that's-
second was a little
that's just-
paranoid there, but then I remembered the model.
You see, that's just good old-fashioned paranoia.
Just making sure the reality's up there where you see they've changed back to human form.
I was raised on a healthy dose of paranoia.
Well, it looks like you were raised on an unhealthy dose of paranoia.
No, I think it's pretty healthy. I see a weird shadow in the jungle. I think I would like to be paranoid about the weird shadow in the jungle that's fucking with the branches.
Listen, it's probably some kind of ape or something. Worst things worse is a vampire. Second things worse is another lycanthrope.
Or those other things that are in the jungle with those massive wolves and the tribals that are apparently antagonizing people, you know, that sort of thing.
Or the trolls. Can't forget about the trolls.
A lot of bad stuff.
Well, if it is another lycanthrope.
One of these people leave with that Astor guy.
Astor?
I,
Oh yeah,
I,
Didn't they herbalist
Shaman or
things
something.
over them? Oh,
I wasn't paying attention.
thank you.
Before you do it, Nara, no killing our guide. We need him to be going places and getting there in the best route possible.
Hey, here's a cool thing to do. Let's make bets. Who goes off and kills Aster? Will it be... Let's see, we're going to lay odds. Anara or
I'm
Mystique?
just going to climb this lookout tower here and see if anybody's coming.
Roll perception. And just for the rest of you, you guys noticed that like through the fighting, the gate that was over here and the boar pen has been torn down during the battle. And
I don't see shit.
they still have 2 boars here and here that they had as their, I guess they were keeping for future meals, banquets. They just start wandering through the camp and rooting up food laying around and things like that.
Nature shall reclaim this area.
Can they dispose of these corpses for us?
They probably will
Probably.
eventually.
They probably will.
Boars will eat anything.
Well, Miss Steve's already full from her wereboar shank, so we can let these things fatten up a bit.
And Nara, you hear some I don't know, some noise and whatnot, little metal clanging and things like that coming from this house over here.
I will shoot an Eldritch Blast in the direction. Not aiming for anything, just a warning shot.
The door
Hey.
will roll its eyes.
Hey, what are you doing, man? I'm dropping off the herbs and things I've been looking for. What are you shooting at me for?
You were being shady after we were just attacked.
You were attacked. Oh my god. How did that happen? Who attacked you?
Well, gee, I wonder. Somebody left us in a fort full of were-creatures.
I didn't leave you there. If you remember, I have a daughter back at home, and after we did our searching for herbs and things, it was getting late and getting dark, and I needed to get back to her. She's rather
You
young.
left us in a fort full of were-creatures, the leader of which you seemed rather chummy with.
The door will roll his eyes and will climb up in the other tower.
Is there anything I could do to help? He runs over.
No, they're all dead.
Peers into the camp.
Every
full
one of
dead-
them? He kind of is looking around at you guys.
I had nothing to do with this. I was merely a bystander.
Sitter, you're
It
much
was
more
all.
sitting instead.
It was all her, and we'll point at Inara.
Yes, every one.
Does she say that with a particular, like, glee?
She's got a bit of a spark.
Okay.
That's
Very
neat.
good. Well, Violet's kind of like, takes his head back, like,
Well, I guess circumstances happen, you know. It's surprising to me, but I'm glad you guys are okay.
Inside.
As of a human lie detector.
Natural 7 if it's under 8.
Or the
Natural
complete opposite in that 20.
Hey!
So I guess that is what Inara is rolling as well.
Yeah.
Of course, you guys perceive that he's not being entirely truthful about. He's being somewhat truthful about him being worried about his daughter, but you also feel that he's maybe not that concerned with the lycanthrope. So it's kind of acting a little strange about it.
I'm gonna shoot another Eldritch Blast, like, at his feet.
Whoa! I
Suggest
thought we
you
had an
start being
agreement
a
here.
bit more honest.
Was anybody injured?
We both were.
How were you injured?
I got the giant boar tusk in the stomach. How did you get? And we'll like look at Inara. I don't know. I was too busy
Get
getting bored.
to the point.
You see, I asked her kind of look up. Well, it just turns out that I've been trying to. I am aware that these people were lycanthropes. They're not all that bad. I guess.
Not all that bad.
I'll guess. Yes, I see that. I will come somewhat tell you the happenings. Is I was sent here honestly to help and deal with the troll situation and also look into the disappearances of all the people. I am a very capable alchemist, and while I was here searching for herbs and things, I did come across a family that was slaughtered. I thought they were slaughtered and dead. But there was a little girl that was still alive, and the gentleman that was attacked and near death, he came to me and asked me to raise her as my own. He said he was aware that he was infected with lycanthropy, and so I raised her as my own. That's my daughter. I guess, as it turns out, it's not all terrible in the fact that, well, I don't know. I guess it sounds kind of bad, doesn't it? She was actually Gunther and his wife's daughter. But she was to be raised by me away from this lycanthropy plague. And I've been looking to find a cure for it. Gunther was willing to help me as he could to find a cure for it. And then I also did some experiments and tests and found that the little girl is infected with it as well. So when she comes of age, she is going to be that. So I'm really, my chief concern is my daughter, and I want to make sure she's safe from this disease. But the tensions have been growing between me and Gunther, or had been growing, as far as him wanting his daughter back, even though that she was infected. So he was wanting to do what he could to find the cure to get his daughter back, but you've kind of solved that problem in a way. But I am more anxious now than ever before to find a cure for her.
So what I'm getting out of this is you did knowingly leave us in a fort full of whatever.
Well, he couldn't have known that they would have attacked us.
I have heard that they have these somewhat celebratory things and more or less fatten people up.
You're not helping your case.
But they're all just like...
I assumed that Gunther would not do this and he would talk to you somehow before. But I have to be totally honest, if you guys were to go to this temple, and hopefully there is word, Durnan had told me that there was history long ago that they had somehow found a cure linked to the temple. And I guess you could call me terrible, you could hate me. I apologize for that, but I guess I have a strong motivation in that I'm trying to save my daughter. So I hope you accept my apology. He does his best puppy dog eyes.
And Nora's hand starts glowing again.
As Borbar is just like, raises her hand with his quarterstaff. Tell you what, We'll accept your apology if you could take us straight to the temple. Actually. Well, do you
I
even know
will
where
take
it
you
is?
as straight as possible. I know the general direction and area, but I don't know the exact location.
Alright. You happen to know where there's a more well-stocked town? I don't like traveling so light. Last few areas we've been in that could be considered spelunking left me feeling rather exposed when we've had interesting ideas but no equipment to carry it out with.
Between the troll and these lycanthropes, the populations have dwindled down quite a bit, but far to the north there is a bit of a little trading village. It's probably a 2 or 3 day bit of travel just to go that way, but it is kind of in the opposite direction.
Well, what does everybody want to do? I think getting well equipped is a good idea, but if you guys want to take on this temple, because God knows it's built by a vampire god. It's not just going to be a walk-in, praise the lords of vampires, and then suddenly we're going to get an audience with them. We're going to have to do some things for them. I'm more than willing to bet that.
That's probably true.
More than likely.
Fair.
I don't really know how to properly prepare for a vampire, though. Or a vampire god.
Blood sacrifice would be my idea.
I would say you'd probably want more fresher blood, and I don't think it's any of us but him, as I point to Nadoro.
I don't think the whole new traveling in our group counts as fresh blood. At least not in the literal sense.
Well, he's the youngest blood, is what I'm saying.
I don't know about that. He's part drow, remember? He sort of ages differently.
What kind of
Sure, so he's
equipment
only been alive
are you
for,
looking
like-
for?
Just some more general spelunking gears, pittons. We don't really need rope.
Climbing gear.
Climbing gear, maybe stuff like that. Hammer. I don't know if one of us got it, but
Or-
stuff that'll make climbing, just traversing impossible dungeons easier. I know typically how these things work. If you're not prepared, you're going to be having a bad time.
So
I mean, we weren't prepared for the Citadel either.
Yeah, we got lucky there. I don't want to get lucky again. I want to be prepared.
Luck is this power one can have to.
you could probably find a hammer around here. They are industrious creatures, but not very advanced. I don't know about pitons, though.
Think there'd be any back in your village? Just lying around?
I can ask around. We don't really have a blacksmith around anymore.
Would any of the tents around here have pitons keeping them up? 'Cause I believe that's what they're also sometimes used for, right?
Yeah, just a little bit, maybe a little smaller than the average, but sure.
Or
I
they
mean,
could be used-
more likely wooden stakes, but you know.
Yeah, probably not work. Probably wouldn't be. Would definitely not be able to be used for stones. So.
But a stake for a vampire might be handy. I don't know if you really wanted to. Don't come near me, deity of the undead vampires. I'll stab you with this piece of wood. I don't know. Give it to
Don't come near me, God of vampires.
give it to Nadoro. He is really good at fashioning sticks and things into stuff. Make a world's deadliest stick.
I think they're called arrows.
He prefers swords to sticks.
I know, more learned.
So remember this moment when we're talking about her fashioning sticks and swords and things like that. Just to take a mental note.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna make an emote. Sticks and swords.
Sticks and swords.
Sticks and
They
swords.
break my bones.
But Inara's words will hurt you.
Nara's words will hurt you.
Oh no, the Sheb the Dissonance Whisper
Only to
spell.
those who care.
She summoned up some nastiness in here.
That is true.
Unger of Hadar does have a vocal component.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I have no idea.
God, I can see your dog in the background still just going at it, man.
I know, it's a battle of legends.
So let me ask you this. Do any of you have healing potions?
No.
No, not in particular. We
No.
probably need to get some of those.
Perhaps I can be of service there. I did do a little bit of work last night while I was watching over my daughter, and he goes over to this building that he uses to when he's collecting herbs, and the herbalist does as well. He kind of uses it as a supply cache. He comes out with we'll say 6 healing potions and hands them to you guys.
Whoa.
6.
6.
Well, I got 2 on me right now, so you guys go ahead and take 1 or 2.
Nodora will take 1. What kind of healing potion?
Imagine just a regular.
Yeah, just regular.
Okay.
It's better than light wounds or something, I guess.
I'm gonna snag 2, considering you guys are the healers that are left.
What healers?
You don't have healing word or something?
Steve does.
No.
Me, Steve can heal.
Steve does.
Yeah, Miss Steve is our only person capable of the more holier of magic.
Well, you
So
can-
if you all have the injuries,
So there's 3
that's
more
why I
left.
just-
Why don't you take one, Estelle? It's good to have at least one in everyone.
I pop out 10 berries in hand.
What happens if you go down and suddenly those 10 berries cannot be gotten? But that potion on your belt could.
Take 1 just
I
in
mean,
case.
if I make the berries beforehand, it's the same thing. As long as I cast them every day and just keep them in a pocket.
Well, doesn't it
Just
take
go
you
dig in
long-
my pockets.
Can you feed an unconscious person a good berry? I mean, how do
You
they
can.
swallow it?
I mean, can you feed an
Oh,
unconscious
but they
person a
need it.
potion? It's the same thing. You have to swallow the potion.
I mean, I think
You'd have
it's
to
like,
chew the. I think you'd have to chew the good berry. A potion, like as soon as you start sipping it, you're like, "Oh, I'm waking up," and then you'd be able to swallow it.
It takes an action to get 1 good berry. Or to give somebody 1 good berry.
you basically put that in their
And you
mouth.
only get 1 hit point.
You do the whole thing where you like rub their throat and then they swallow it on reflex, as long as their body's not dead. And then the magical properties of the berry heals them by 1 hit point.
You stab a big hole in
You know,
their
you shove
chest
the berry in
and,
the mouth,
and
take the mouth
stab a
and
hole in
do
their
this work.
chest and shove a good berry
Up the
inside
face
it.
a couple times.
Let it absorb.
I mean, technically that's a way you could do it, dog.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Maybe I should just smear my daggers in good berry from now on, so I can heal them 1 hit point every time I stab them.
Can you make like a good berry jam and like eat a piece of toast and get a 10 hit point healing?
I mean, you would
Are you
have
proficient
to.
in cooking utensils?
You would have to do it, and within 1 day, use it. Because after a day, they lose all magic.
That's a
property.
lot of work to be making jams, isn't it? If you had to make it
In
every
a
single
day.
day.
Constant
I don't know if it's
refill.
possible. As I said, I don't know if you could make a jam in a day. That's not take like some time to like ferment or something.
No.
It does. No? I thought it did. I don't know. You can make a paste of it. Mix it with some water.
Jam is not fermented.
That's
But
it.
you'd be so full after that piece of toast. Oh my god.
Eat it, heal 10 HP, lose 5 because you overate.
Oh.
I'll take a healing potion, I guess, though, if albeit.
Everyone should have one. That includes you, Steve.
There's one more.
Okay.
No, there's 2 more if Azel's only taking one.
Nadorl took another one.
Yeah, there's 6.
2
Yeah,
for
there's
So
six.
1 for Azel, 1 for Miss Steve,
Two.
2 for
That's one
Inara, 1 for Nadorl, and I guess 1 for... No, Borbar has 2 already, so that still leaves 1, right?
Yeah.
Nadorl took 2, and Nara
Okay.
took 2.
So that's 2 for Inara, 2 for
One.
Nadorl, 1 for Miss Steve, 1 for...
So there's one more
Azel.
left.
Yeah, that's all.
So Nadorl can have it, yeah. Or we'll offer it to Nadorl. Very strongly worded by Vorvar. In the words of, take it!
I was going to take what was left anyway.
Oh, good.
Sounds kind of
I
greedy.
was afraid I'd actually have to be like Mazib and convince you of taking it.
If you guys want a spear, there's plenty of sharpened long sticks. Now, Nadorl's probably drooling, looking at the line of long sticks around the outside of the fort. Long pointy
Nadorl
sticks.
does love him some sticks.
Okay,
This is gonna be a thing now, guys.
can we go now?
So what's the plan of action? Do we just want to try to get as close as we can to this temple and just take it from the get-go, or prepare ourselves by going to a further away town and make sure we are absolutely prepared? At least from what we can gather.
Well, my previous statement stands true then. It's like, how do we prepare for a vampiric god? Or a god of vampires? I don't really... I guess there is a difference.
We prepare like we would be going back into that mountain dungeon place or the citadel.
So
Getting
we smoke
things-
anything out that's there.
Not that. I meant like getting things like the pittance or other general use items for spelunking.
Nadorl just points at the tents and the pitons that are keeping them up.
Those are more like wooden sticks, bud. That's not going to hold up against stone. You can take one for vampires, though, if you think there might be some followers of them.
There will definitely be followers of vampires in a vampire temple.
Do we know there'll be vampires though? And are we absolutely sure that stakes just kill them? I love how no one's answering my question.
No, you just see the gears turning in Nadorl's head.
I'll tell you if I
Listen,
ever
I
run
don't-
into a vampire. I'll let you know if when I stake him, he dies.
Listen, I know in the old wives' tales and stories that's passed around that stakes work, but have any of us actually tested it and made sure that works before we die trying to do it?
No.
You jam it into his
No.
heart and ask him, "Are you dying?" I'm just curious.
So, I guess we can take some of the sticks from the tent. I'm just gonna keep stabbing with my dagger though, because that seems a little bit more handier.
We'll say Astor goes over to his little stash over here. He doesn't find anything. He goes over to this little wagon here, and he finds 3 small steel things that are used to hold the wheels in around this wagon, and offers those 3 things to you. Could be makeshift pitons.
So like bolts.
Yeah.
I guess those can do for now. I hope we don't have to use them. Anyways, I'm asking you guys, do you want to go to another town or just want to go straight to this vampire place? Or, well, as close as Master knows where to get us.
I'm good with both.
I say we go to vampire place.
We might as well. There's no use in postponing the inevitable.
Not entirely sure what else we would need, so.
Okie dokie then. Let's see if we can get to this place in one go. Probably not, but get us as close as you can, Aster, before you have to start searching.
Okay. He leads you out. He has heard that it's somewhere to the southwest. South by southwest, I guess you could say. It's kind of rough traveling through here. But he comes up, we'll say, he finds like a makeshift canoe or a little raft. And you guys are able to make a little extra time that way.
Thank God there's no piranhas in the rivers.
What is a piranha?
Small fish that eat everything, including people. Stick a leg in and find out if there's any in there.
Tempting, but no.
As the day's winding down, you guys have gone down this twisting, turning river that seems to be flowing south to north. And it snakes its way through here. It's going through the jungle. It's really hot, muggy, lots of insects and things like that. But you make it here relatively unscathed, other than some maybe mosquito bites and things. Let me check something.
River Olong. Such a weird name.
The
I'm glad
perks
I got that out of the way.
Completely wrapped up in cloth and stuff is no mosquito bites.
Well, your eyes. You're unlucky.
God.
Okay,
Right there at the edge of your eyelids. As always.
It's getting dark, and so what would you guys like to do? He's like, I think it's, I don't know if it's safer to travel during the day or at night here, but seems like some creatures prefer to make themselves known at night, and some prefer, I guess, during the day. At least during the day you can see, but at night maybe it's best to kind of hide or something.
To be fair, we can all see at night.
I generally go
Like-
home and shut the doors at night. Nothing too fancy.
I'm fine with camping for the night. I don't know what the rest of you.
Yeah, it's probably wise.
Might as well.
I think I could fashion some way to keep moving across this river with magic, but it's too risky.
I think we need to make a rule though for the bubble.
And what's that?
Close stay on. I'm looking to the door when I'm saying this.
I assumed that was a rule.
It's the bro rule.
That's why I usually sleep naked, but that's why I sleep with my clothes on in the bubble. I assumed that was a rule.
Why don't you take a Zell right here and go over there to that log, sit on it, and explain to him in fine detail why that is, while I set up the bubble over here. Also, Ashley, make sure you beach the raft so it doesn't leave us during the night. That would be unfortunate.
Might want to tie it down as well.
The
Yeah,
door,
that too. We got plenty of rope. It's not like we're hurting for it.
and the door will beach it and or beach the boat and tie it up.
Nah, I keep doing that to the GM. But anyways, yeah, I just cast that. I ritually cast it, I suppose.
Half a second.
You know, Nora, that brooch you got there, where'd you say you got it from again?
You watched my mother give it to me.
I sort of just kind of blurred that part out of my brain, mainly because I was surrounded on all sides by things that wanted to kill me.
Yes.
That didn't answer my question. If it did, it just led to more questions.
You asked me where I got it from.
Yes.
My mother gave it to me.
All right then. Thank you.
Thought you were the smart one.
That depends. Have you noticed anything strange about it?
No.
Like you didn't notice that perhaps it has some sort of magic attached to it, and not the type you think about?
You asked me if I noticed anything strange about it.
You're not the most honest person. That's why I'm asking you to see if you are being truthful. Leave it as a test.
What are you asking?
So you don't notice the divination magic coming from it.
I know the divination magic. You asked me if I noticed anything unusual.
And that's okay with you.
I know what it's for.
Really? What is it for then?
So that my mother can keep an eye on me.
No, alright then. I mean, that's what it's for, and that's what it's for.
So, you guys set up your little hut. And your watches.
What are those? We're in a bubble.
Well, I've still got 4 hours before I actually need to be asleep, apparently, so.
Order bar, do you mind taking a watch with me?
Ah! Fine. He's about to go to bed and just collapse.
Just got ready, tucked in and everything. Borbar, won't take a watch with me.
We can take the second watch, that's fine. You can go to bed.
It's like,
Or like, I'll take the last 2 hours of your watch. I need 6, buddy. Alright, he pats you on the shoulder. Night.
Nadorl needs 6 hours, too. I'm the one who only needs 4.
Full elves, man.
Well, then I guess someone else needs to take a watch. You want to cover all 8 then?
Four. Or all 8 hours.
If we're gonna get the last 2, she can only get 4 of them. Who's gonna get the other 2? I'm counting only 6.
Well, sound like you two are taking a watch. Doesn't really matter who takes the last watch. Steve will kill any of us if you decide to wake her up.
Well, it sounds like you're volunteering then, buddy.
Have you ever thought of making her do the first watch, and then she'd be able to sleep for the rest of the night?
You tell her that then. She's right there. I'm looking at Miss Steve, probably just looking at us having this conversation in front of her.
Misty Gilsto being talked about in front of her face, behind her back. Fine, Miss Steve, take first watch. How you like that?
You don't have to if you don't want to. I was
Good enough for me. He starts to tuck in and hit bed. Wake me up when I'm about to be bothered by some whatever shenanigans we usually run into.
Did you guys take a watch after Miss Steve?
I know Nadorl and Borbar were taking the second watch.
So yeah.
And we also have a guide here that can take the third.
Our guide's a human, right?
He is.
He can't see in the darkness.
And then Nara can take 2 watches.
Oh yeah, that's right. You only need 4 hours. I keep forgetting that.
Fucking full elves, man. Rubbing it in our faces, why don't you? It's not my fault it's born half elf.
No, but it is your burden.
No
Those
worries.
like
No
glare
worries,
at you.
Mel. At least you can open your eyes when it's sunny out.
I want to look at Anara's face and see what it looks like. I'm assuming it's matching captains.
Does Anara like remove her complete full body clothing when it's nighttime and she's out keeping watch or anything?
Well, she takes off her head covering and I guess like unwraps her arms and stuff.
Does she do that as soon as the sun goes down, or does she just like wait till everybody's asleep and then do that?
Probably when the sun goes down. It's not like we're anywhere super populated.
So has anybody got a full description of what she looks like yet? Because now's your
Only when
chance
we
to
first
take a
met her.
gander.
I'm struggling.
I think we only got the
Ganders
description when we
later,
first
but,
met her.
Hey, she can describe how she looks if she wants. I'm not opposed to that. I don't remember if she did beforehand.
I mean, something you'd see all the time is she's got very light, sort of violet-colored eyes. She's got long white hair. The dark drow ashen skin. Don't know.
Resting bitch face.
Legs, arms.
I think she's.
No, the limbs
What's her
of her body.
charisma?
She's got an 18, I think, right now. Yeah.
So when she takes all stuff as hateful and murderous and venomous and evil as she is, when you actually see her face, she's quite beautiful.
So she's like a rose. If Borbar was a poetic fool, that's what he'd compare her to.
Or poisonous
Fair
bugs.
enough.
It's always the poisonous bugs who look the best. That tried to kill you.
Right. That's what Azel does say, right? Because that's exactly what Azel would say.
I mean, are you saying that? Azel's going to sleep. He doesn't have a watch.
No, Borbar does not say anything about a rose because he's not romantic or a bard, so he's just going to go to sleep. Prepare for the inevitable awakening by Nadoral.
By Miss Steve, you mean?
Well, it depends on who she wakes up, I guess.
So who's on the first watch?
Miss Steve.
Steve.
All right. Miss Steve, you do anything on your first watch? Murdering anybody or anything?
Steve takes a stick and her little dagger, I guess, and she starts carving just pointy, sharpened sticks.
The Dora will be so impressed.
I see some budding romance in here already.
Yeah.
I like this.
I know, right?
Oh, God.
So you probably get, I don't know how intricately you're carving those, but you get probably at least a few of those pretty well carved if you were just going for quality over quantity.
Sure, yeah. Miss Steve's kind of a craftswoman. She makes sure that they're nice and pointy.
She's like, I can milk a cow faster than anybody out here, and by golly, I can carve a stick. A country girl can survive.
Country growth.
So, after a couple hours, you get those very nicely carved sticks all done, and you realize it's been a couple hours, kind of uneventful. You jam them into anybody, or you wake up the next watch?
Who is the next watch?
Nadoral and Borbar.
Yeah, I take a pointy stick in each hand and I poke them both at the same time. It's time for your watch.
Zell wakes up and he's got a pointy stick right in front of his eyes.
Oh, it's funny because Zell doesn't wake up. He wasn't poked.
Oh, and Borbar, yeah. You wake up and you got a pointy stick in front of your eyes.
I'm up, alright. Whatever, just going to sleep.
Thank you, Raven. And we'll, like, get up. Wait for Miss Steve to go to bed.
I hoped I never had to do this again, but look where we are now.
Borbar, I have a question.
I hope you did, because if you had wakened me up just to bask in my presence, I'd club you in the head and send you back to Dreamland. What is it?
Well, now I'm considering about taking it all back, but no, I'm kidding. But you said that there was divination magic on her brooch. Do you know exactly what kind?
You mean what spell's affecting it?
Yes, I know nothing about magic.
Not from my cursory glance, no. But, let me just quickly see a spell here.
The antics of Neural and Borbar.
The paranoia of Nadoral
Okay.
and Borbar.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Cursory glance, no, I couldn't tell what sort of spell's affecting it, but I do have a spell that will allow me to identify any spells affecting an object, what sort of magical properties it has if it's a magical object. Ever heard of the Identify spell?
Has Nadoral's father ever mentioned the Identify spell to him?
I would say you've run across it before, yeah.
Yeah, I've run across it once or twice.
Yeah, well, if I could give it a look over with that, then I could find out what the spells affecting it are. But, I'm willing to bet that, that's not going to happen, because your girlfriend right there has got it, and she would probably cut off my hands before I could even get a chance to touch it.
And he's just, like, looking at that brooch. Let me look at his sleight of hand. Okay. Well.
Big money, no whammy.
Nara will have your hand too.
Oh, I bet you will. Will it be going down the aisle, though?
Yeah.
You're just trying to egg that on, aren't you, Chris?
I think it's funny.
No, I'm not going to.
Going to what?
I was going to borrow it and then give it back after you cast Identify, but I'm just going to ask her if I can see it.
Well, good luck with that.
I think I know the most persuasive argument.
You decided to do that now instead of at the fort?
Well, I wanted to also ask you about that. So, I get that there is evil gods and stuff, but had she ever mentioned exactly why and how she wants to accomplish this goal?
Why she specifically wants us here? No. her mommy told her to go and do a thing, and she said, "Yes, mommy, don't spank me." So now she's here. And maybe it's to, I don't know, perhaps prove to her sister that she can do it. There seems to be a lot of animosity between the two of them, at least on her end. If not a little bit of overinflated pride and ego on her sister's.
Perhaps they want her to make sure that she accomplishes that goal. I just want to make sure something.
Something.
That does sound really cryptic, doesn't it?
Not really. It sounds like you don't know what you want.
No, I just want to make sure about something specific. And knowing what type of magic or exactly which spell is on that brooch will put my worries to rest.
Well, I suggest you watch what you say around here. Because if it's something like scrying, well, they'll know. They can hear through that.
That is exactly what I'm worried about.
I'm guessing you're worried for Dada.
I'm worried for my entire family.
Why is that? I don't think they'd have a grudge against your entire family.
No, they would.
Really? Do they have more than one drow person in their troop A?
My entire troop are drow. And a Duergar, and tieflings, half-elves. Few surface elves.
Okay, so it's not all of them. It's just a majority of them.
99%.
It's like a hippie commune. They pick up people here and there that believes the way they do.
Yeah, basically. We're just a bunch of nudist hippies.
Yeah, I witnessed that firsthand, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, well, all my prayers go out to you in trying to convince Inara of, hey, let's pass on that amulet to Borovar to try to determine what sort of magic mommy's using to spy on us.
I don't think she wants to be watched by mommy.
Sounded pretty pleased with herself when I talked to her about it. In fact, she even knows about it, which would lead to me thinking she's okay with it.
I get the feeling that she doesn't... Let me rephrase that. Maybe not specifically mommy, but she doesn't want her family watching her constantly. I just get the feeling.
Well, I get a lot of feelings about her, and they're usually pretty bad. Especially with what just happened. They're just magnified worse.
That is also true.
Why
She
do you
is...
care so much about Inara anyways? I know I joke about the whole dating thing, but it's really weird. First you were on about, like, if we captured her and we were making her do things, and then you find out that it's sort of the other way around, and now you're all just like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna come with you guys. And, oh, no, we'll just have a party out in the wilderness, and then, and it turned out not to be a party. Like, what's your angle?
My father thought that you captured her. I thought that she captured you, so I was right about that.
Okay.
But I don't want to say command, but it's I don't want to say it's my job either. I guess it is. It is my job to help people, specifically drow.
Like, looks over to Inara sleeping. I guess more like, what does she look like when she meditates? Is she like on her knees, kind of like the whole monk thing, or does she like actually like lay down and look like she's sleeping or something?
No, she's actually laying down.
Okay. Watches, looks to her laying down. Thinks back to the fort. She needs help. And
Yes.
for all of us, she's the one that needs it.
Oh no, we help everybody, but drow are our specialty. And yes, she does need help. She is quite tangled.
Right, well, I'll let you handle the untangling from what I've seen of her. Thought she was a little bit incompetent. Was I wrong? In fact, I think she's too competent when she gets to the right motivation.
I can cut her free, but she has to step out of the cage herself.
Yes, well, you best be careful with that. If you dedicate your whole life to that, you're just gonna burn out in ways that you don't want to be burned or burned out by.
Oh no, I'm not going. If she chooses not to step out of the cage, then I can't help her any further. I can't force her to do that, but...
Well, I meant entirely in general. You said that you're all about the life of helping drow or whatever, any person. Well, you best careful going down that route. Helping evil's all nice, but...
I never said helping evil. I said helping drow. I don't help evil, I destroy it. There's different routes of going about destroying evil. Not all of them are knights in glorious shining armor smiting shit.
Yes, well... Hopefully you have a plan, because that's exactly what we're doing right now, is helping evil. A lesser evil from the sounds of it, but an evil nonetheless.
I think we have a couple of good deities on our side as he looks up at the moon. He just looks up at the sky. I think we have somebody watching us.
Oh, I know we have a lot of somebody's watching us. The question is who and what they mean for us.
Well, the particular person I am talking about doesn't want really much of anything except kindness and understanding.
Well, that's nice. Let's hope the days to come that's going to rub off on us, and some of us are more kind and understanding when it comes to Vampire God.
I hope it does too. Because you guys are pretty shitty people.
Welcome to life, bud. Where almost everyone is pretty shitty people.
Nah, I've seen pretty shitty people turn into good people.
Well, you'll have to let me meet them, just so I can see what it's like.
Well, you've already met one. And I'm sure if you met my mother and father, then that would make 3.
I'm sure it would. Alright, so yeah, if Borar doesn't have any more thing to say, I figured you guys are bored enough sitting here not being able to contribute, so...
Yeah.
So, you guys kind of feel like you've got to the end of your watch by your internal clocks, I suppose. And I guess it is Nara's kind of turn to watch.
You can wake her up because you know her best, and I say that very, loosely.
I think we have a mutual understanding. And he gets up And he'll kneel over and he'll very gently wake her up.
Mm-hmm. Going to be honest, didn't think you would be the one waking me up.
And he just shrugs and goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's key word for it's your watch.
with a goofy smile on his face, his normal goofy smile.
Okay.
Just remember, Nora, you can't use any magic out of bubbles. So if you point your finger at some guy to cause him to explode, you'll just look like a fool.
I will keep that in mind.
So, does Inara slit anybody's throat or anything like that during her watch?
That's nice.
You wanna roll dice or something?
When did she become chaotic stupid?
I mean, Aster is right there.
He's also our guide, remember. Do you want to be lost in this jungle?
No, I'm good.
Now, if we were a bunch of drow men, maybe. But do you want to be lost in the jungle with us?
Especially your little baby brother.
Oh God.
I keep him alive. In fact,
Okay. The guide lives.
I cast 8 on him at 9th level so he doesn't die.
So, does Nara do anything during her watch? You could bury the corpses and everything for you got 4 hours.
No, because it's 4 hours of little to light activity. I don't think burying
Not
a
for
corpse
you.
counts.
You finished the long rest already, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the beautiful part about an elf. You literally only need half as much for a long rest.
Yeah, your long rest is done. You get everything back already.
Oh, in that case, no. I'm just apparently sitting here, staring out into the darkness.
Okay. So you guys finish your long rest, and it's rather uneventful. And the sun comes up.
Sun comes up. All the wrappings and the Oh, dang.
Net at 20.
We better have a
we
fucking
best
combat.
use bad boys, let me tell you.
Listen, you better be giving that to the rogue for a sneak attack,
Yeah, you better
or
read
me or Inara that's set up.
Everyone can use it. Hell, even Mystique, if she friggin' rolls like inflict wounds. Oh boy, that would be a nasty inflict wounds.
Inflict wounds at 3rd level.
You die.
So you guys notice that the stream is moving at a pretty good pace. You guys are actually moving. You're going upstream, so it's a little slower. But let's take a short break here if everybody's got a